Okay. Everybody was up and running on the YouTubes. So here we are. What's up, gang? How are you? Thanks for hanging out. This is in other news. I'm your host, Mike Russell, and we are going to. So you're very clear. Tomorrow will be a pre-recorded show. It's okay. We're gonna get through it. I gotta head up to. The mountains. I gotta get to some camping. Yep. Michael, good to see you. Brennan, what's up? Rhonda, how are you? Let's start with a little dictator talk today because it's interesting to me that the rest of the world. Actually, you know something, I wouldn't say it's interesting to me because I know the rest of the world sees exactly what we see. This guy is a little dictator, Todd. He's a POS. He is a money grubbing warmonger, and he's an actor. The world leaders see money in this, and they see money in it in just never-ending war. Here's little dictator Todd today, which with a female interpreter, by the way, which actually fits nicely if you just kind of squint your eyes. It kind of it works.
First of all, any negotiations, it's a very it's a chance to finish the war.
No.
So far, the Russians are not showing that they're ready to finish the war. With regard to the Crimean territory, that would be one of the sensitive and complex issues.
No, it's not a complex issue. Crimea has already been handed to Russia by who? By the Obama administration. So it's not a sensitive. Crimea is Crimea. It's gone. It's Russia. Just stop, for the love of grief. Knock it off. Another example, this guy wants nothing to do with ceasefire or peace.
At the future, the first step is one thing. Ceasefire, of course, we need to cross.
Yeah, because you're getting your ass kicked. That's why you need a ceasefire. Yeah.
Cross some grounds to get there in order to have quiet sky and quiet seas. So they are the correct steps if we want to end the war with a just peace.
Nope.
And then we'll be moving to other questions. Amongst them, of course, will be territory questions. The red line for us.
Tell me.
It's if the temporarily occupied Ukrainian territories will be considered Russian, we would not agree to that.
Okay, well then that's the only way we're going to get this done. The regions that the Russians have already taken over, they need to keep. Period. If you want this war to end, they need to take over those territories they've already taken. It's over. It's done. Move on. But you don't. You know that's not going to happen. You know the Russian would never agree to that, and you get your forever war. That you kill your own people while not even postponing, canceling elections. You send your people to war, and you enrich yourself. You are a sick piece of garbage. I'm sorry. Oh, Mike, you're pro-Putin. No, I'm not. I'm not pro-Russia or pro-Ukraine. Just like the whole Israel and Palestine. Please. I don't have a dog in that hunt. I don't. And you're supposed to. Mike, you're a conservative. You're supposed to back Ukraine and you're supposed to back Israel. No, I'm not. I back the United States of America. There we go. And people that are playing cool with us, our allies that are just being cool, I'm down. I'm down with helping. I'm down with supporting. Down with being, I stand with the XYZ. Yeah. The demands this guy's making, understand he has no leverage. I'm not understanding. This guy does not sit in a position of power. He has nothing. Literally, he is relying on the rest of the world to fund his war. Dude, wave the white flag. If you can get out of this entire thing with part of your country, dude, cool. Keep Kyiv and all the other spots. The Russians have taken 4 territories over? Who cares? Who cares? And I would bet at this point, those territories that Russia has taken over, those people already just Russia. They just cool with it. They're like, yep, we're Russia. Yes, they sing the national anthem. They love them some Russia. This guy is will go down in history as one of the most disgusting human beings there's ever been. Obviously, y'all know I'm anti-war. I'm not anti-military action. I'm anti-war. And there's no, what is it good for? All that. Yes, it's more truth than poetry. But Volodymyr Zelensky will go down in history as one of the very worst humans to walk the earth. Period. Good God. How many people are going to have to die just so you can keep enriching yourself? Jackass. Yeah, so no more war. We're good. By the way, our stockpiles of munitions and military preparedness and readiness have been dwindling because we've been sending it all over to Ukraine, and Ukraine's been selling it on the black market. These people are sick, and the previous administration has completely endangered this country. They have run our strategic oil reserves down to nothing, and they have basically sent every damn bullet we have over to Ukraine so they can sell it to the cartels. Go ahead and fact check me. I mean, it is what it is. Well, it's great for pallets of cash. You're darn right. I mean, especially when the Senator Iran get more pallets of cash. Dollars, yen, who cares? Send it over there. No, don't sleep on Barry Hill. Where do we go with this? Let's do this. I have, now that we're celebrating the Department of Education getting just gutted by the Trump administration. And if you're not celebrating it, you're not paying attention. We have spent, since its founding, $3 trillion. $3 trillion on the Department of Education. What have we gotten? Craptastic scores, test scores. Graduating seniors can't even read. You want to throw any child off right now, write something in cursive and see what they do. They'll think you're writing in Sanskrit. You might as well. They don't understand it. The Department of Education, the Federal Department of Education, and the teachers' unions have destroyed our kids. Period. Right, Brendan? Bigger unions. That's right. The unions have destroyed our children. Queen Bee runs a really cool program out in the West Valley, teaching kids all this cool outdoor stuff. That they do field trips. Kids go to field trips. At the end of the day, they write down what they learned, what they liked, what they took away from this. She had to stop that because the kids couldn't even figure it. They didn't even know how to write. And these aren't kindergartners. They're like 5th grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, middle school. She loves having the middle schoolers out there because they all be too cool for school until they see really cool things set on fire and cool bugs and stuff, and then they get in there. Yeah. Ever seen Lord of War? He's Ukrainian. Did we trade him to Russia? I haven't seen Lord of War. I have not. Should I see that? Apparently, I should see that. Yeah, but it's like the Italian job, right? You don't mess with Mother Nature, mother-in-laws, or mother blanking Ukrainians. You don't mess with them. That was corrupt. This was a corrupt nation around. Anyway, remember this Butte, this Weingarten piece of garbage that met with the White House before shutting schools down, made sure that schools stayed shut down, made sure that more funding came to schools so we could reopen them with new air filtration systems. Here we go.
People are in high risk. They shouldn't be in school.
Yeah, this is basically a fantastic mashup of her nonsensical nonsense about keeping schools shut down. Now she's Department of Education is getting gutted. Now she's in front of all the cameras saying, "Oh no, kids need this, kids need this." But that's not your tune.
They should be doing things remotely. Just because Donald Trump wants to take a risk with people who go to bars or beaches, those of us who have spent our life teaching kids are not going to take a risk
Scam
with
artist.
kids or with our members' lives.
Remote and hybrid are really the only two ways you
gorgeous.
can reopen schools safely.
No.
You got to delay school opening because if you don't have the mask, how are you going to be able to do this?
If you don't have masks, because masks work, remember, if you don't have the mask, how can you get these kids back in learning, right?
Huge difference between working in Walmart and working in a school.
You know, even a
What?
situation like Florida, where it was pretty clear that
I
schools
would think those would be working at Walmart and working in being an educator. I think that'd be pretty the same thing. Just think about it. Give that some thought. I think that would be pretty much the same thing.
should not reopen. And where Miami schools did not reopen because you had people who were courageous and who were willing to defy DeSantis's denials.
And why are
But
they closing
because-
now?
Martha, they're closing now because what the city said, and frankly, what lots of other places are also seeing
No.
is a huge skyrocketing increase.
Okay, now
in the
you're
virus
not
surge.
listening to me.
Not
What they're
Right.
telling us, though, is that the wisest scientific move is to have children in school.
Yes.
Is that they're trying to figure out a regional
Evil woman. He's getting
a
rung up.
regional way of opening and closing like they did after
They
the
don't need to
Jewish
close. That's
holidays
the point.
in the
They
middle
don't need
of
to close is the point.
Martha.
That when you hit that,
No,
it says a
the
measurement
mayor
established
said-
by the teachers
the
union
mayor-
over the summer in order to reach an agreement to reopen in the
No.
first place was a 3% threshold.
The mayor set the 3% threshold. What the teachers union did in New York City afterwards was to say these are the safeguards that we need and this is the testing we need.
Given that, all of these experts and scientists say that children are safer in school. It's worked across Europe. It's worked across the UK.
Yes.
They never closed their
Yep,
schools
never
during
did.
their second spike. And now
Yeah, and by the way, there's a school. There's a basis. It might be basis. It's one of the charter schools here. They never shut down. They didn't even change their schedule. I don't think. Those kids are fine. No one died. Everybody's good. They kept them open here in Arizona. The number one charter school system in Arizona didn't close down. Didn't shut down. Kids went to school. Maybe they had to wear masks. Maybe they're in little bubbles in their little band practice, but they did not shut down. What these people did to our kids, it should be seen as the biggest travesty we've ever embarked on, or perpetrated on our children. Period. These kids are stupid. These kids have no education. None. And why? Because of idiots like Randy Weingarten and teachers' unions that absolutely suck, that shut our kids down out of school, sent kids home to abusive parents. And you got to understand, some of these kids, they might have wanted to go to school, but there's no way they could because their parents were sent home too and had to work from home. So the one or two computers that they had were used for mom and dad to pay the bills. It's unbelievable what we did to these damn kids. And then you put them back in the school system with the Department of Education, Federal Department of Education, that just is useless. I'm surprised my kids can read and write. Holy cow. Yeah. Yeah, that the plexiglass is that really stopped a lot of things. I think it was the end for me when I saw it on like the NFL, like there was Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, and they had that plexiglass between them. I'm like, just stop. You guys are ridiculous. Oh, I'd have stood up over the plexiglass and just hawked one on Troy's head. Like, take that, plexiglass. Yeah. School should be rebuilt with workshops, kitchens to learn on the job of the parents that teach. Yeah, did damn right. Alfred, you're right. They should be. And every administration, every middle school District administration. Every district office should be in a portable on an existing campus. Sell those buildings. Car allowances, clothing allowances for administrators. Good Lord. Oh, we don't have enough to pay teachers. Yeah, we do. Yep. Money's all there. Money is there. God, it makes me sick. Yeah. No Pink Floyd music. No. I could tolerate. Watch listen to Joe Buck when he before the plexiglass. Joe Buck loves some Joe Buck. I'm not mad at Joe Buck. I think he's solid. I really do. I think he's solid. But that's our education system in a nutshell. And again, like I said, I mean, Queen Bee deals with these kids all the time. She's like, I don't know what happened to them. They can't read. They can't write. Like the basics. We can get in the argument about social studies and civics and all of that and U.S. history. We can get into the debate there, but I mean reading, writing, adding and subtracting. Christ almighty, the kids don't know. And it's because of these stupid unions and our federal education system, period. Okay, here's the deal. I might be wrong. I might be wrong when it comes to putting the blame on the Department of Education. But we're going to find out. I don't think I'm wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. If we get rid of the Department of Education and test scores continue to plummet, we get rid of these teachers unions and test scores begin to continue to plummet. Okay, I was wrong. Wasn't it? That wasn't the problem. Yeah. Couldn't tolerate why. Yes. The worst part is I never learned to read. Okay, there you go. Wayne Campbell. I'm playing Wayne's World here. All right. That's what we're going to do between each topic now. We're just going to. Let's get to Jasmine Crockett because this is just too much fun. Here we go.
So I'll make sure that I keep it short, but I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday.
Yay!
And all
Happy
I want
birthday.
to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes. Listen, I have learned as I serve on the
You haven't learned. Okay, anyway.
Doge Oversight Committee.
There's a Doge Oversight Committee? There's a Doge Oversight Committee, crying out loud.
That there is only one language that the people that are in charge understand right now. And that language is money. And so I've been so proud to see us organize behind a cause.
Okay. Organized behind a cause. That's right here. That's that's Ezra and his wife Leah here. They are running all of these the Soros-backed, and it is Soros-backed. I mean, again, not trying to overstate that. Soros-backed Tesla takedowns, basically paying people to burn Teslas. And there have been, I believe now there has been 3 people that got to see. One defendant, also armed with a suppressed AR-15, who cares, was arrested after throwing approximately 8 Molotov cocktails at a Tesla dealership in Salem, Oregon. Another was arrested in Loveland, Colorado, after attempting to light Teslas on fire with Molotov cocktails. The defendant was later found in possession of materials used to make incendiary weapons. In Charleston, South Cackalack, a third defendant wrote profane messages against President Trump around Tesla charging stations before lighting the charging stations on fire with, you guessed it, Molotov cocktails. Do you want to see who was arrested? You can't make this up. Let's see here. Let's go for it. Here's a shocker. There you go. That's a dude. Yeah. Yep. I don't know if you've been trying to follow. I've been kind of half-heartedly following it. This trans mafia terrorist group. Have you seen this? This obviously this dude is part of it. They're basically terrorists. They terrorize dealerships and whatnot, and they kill people. And they're just this group of trans people. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of genius. I mean, oh, you're homophobic. You're transphobic. If you arrest me, yeah, sure, I firebomb that place. Yeah. I mean, how can we not ring these people? There's absolutely no reason that any of these should be walking around. Anybody's this. Oh, where are we going? Yeah, there's no reason. This man should be in jail, in a male prison, probably living La Vida Loca. What? Yeah, I said it. I have no problem with that. Yeah. But I'm going to be singing "Living La Vida Loca." Oh, you're trans? Yeah, do whatever you want all the time. Oh, sure, you're trans. Go ahead. No, sorry, I didn't know you're trans. My bad. Do what you want. It's ma'am. Yeah, it's definitely ma'am. Save the environment by burning a person. I used to love it. In Alfred, it's so true. Like, this was the party that was mandating electric vehicles, and now they're encouraging firebombing electric vehicles just because the guy is exposing them for their fraud. Oh. The environmental love for electric cars, as Alfred is alluding to, my F-150 has 200,000 miles on it, just a clunker. Better for the environment than any Tesla, period. Bang the bullets, better for the environment than any Tesla. The cobalt, the batteries, every part of that, they're wonderful rides. They really are. And the Rivians or whatever, they're fantastic. Even the F-150 Lightning wasn't that bad. So I'm not anti those types of vehicles. They're just not saving the environment. It's the same thing as the windmills. Windmills aren't doing crap for the environment. There's no way you can get a carbon neutral windmill. You can't. It will never offset, in all of its life, it will never offset the emissions that went into making it. Those big windmills. You can see them all the way to California. It won't. Too much oil is used just to lube those damn things. You have to. You have to winterize them. Unbelievable. Rivians are the dumbest looking vehicle. No. The Xterra is. I kid because I love. No, the Cybertruck is the worst. Is the worst vehicle there is. Period. It's the ugliest vehicle on the road. I thought the Jeep trucks were bad, but now I'm kind of warming up to them a little bit because I'm seeing all the mods people put them on. I'm like, okay, kind of cool. Coming around to it. I will never come around to a Cybertruck. Never. If Elon hands me one, I'll drive. Other than that, no. The Rivians, but go with the Rivian though. I mean, go with the Cybertruck. Cybertruck's worse than any Rivian. It was an Xterra joke. It was just, don't worry about it. This is it really is a tough time. It just is a tough time that I think it is just because the Democrats didn't have a backup plan. That this guy's coming in and exposing all of their nonsense. And instead of, we did, guys. Yeah. You know what? We just got a little ahead of ourselves. And yeah, we thought that a $20 million Gay Muppet show in Iraq was a good idea. But it wasn't. And we're sorry. We're sorry. We won't do that anymore. They're trying to take down the guy that's exposing all of this. It's absolutely absurd. Yeah. I love the truck. It's a truck-ish. It's a truck-ish. Intern Nuge is calling me right now. I'm not kidding. Intern Nuge is calling me during my show. Yeah. So I maybe hold on. Let me get over here to the gram and see if he's on there. Yeah. Sometimes he'll pop on there. Yeah. But anyway, Intern Nuge is probably going to send me a text message. Let's get to this. Do you remember the Pussycat Dolls? Remember them? The little band of just what was it? I think 5 like super hotties. They were the Pussycat Dolls, right? Jessica Suta was one of the Pussycat Dolls, and she is now become basically the front runner and face of vaccine injuries. And I think that this is something that is really cool to see, because I think we're in a time where the window's open, where the window jumped open when we said, Donald Trump's going to be our president. We're going to release the JFK files, Epstein files. We're just going to get, so we have an opportunity and feel comfortable to say, I was injured by a COVID vax. And this woman was injured by a COVID vax. She took the vax, and then her menstruation, her ability to have a child, gone. Like that. So it is, I'm working on my gladiator grasshoppers. You guys talk about that. That's awesome. But anyway, the availability now, or the ability now, to talk about vaccine injuries is exciting. Not that I'm celebrating anyone be injured by a vaccine. It's that the exposing is that we were lied to in every way. And we were lied to and then mandated to take it. I'll never forget the bosses, the powers that be, walking into the studio at iHeart. And they said, we know your answer probably, but if there's a mandate, and both of us just went, nope, sorry, not going to take it. And I have family took it. My family, my mom, my sister, my niece, my nephew, they took it. That's okay. It's okay to me. I'm not dogging them for doing it. I just know we were lied to several times. And then, I mean, obviously the Pussycat Dolls aren't there. I mean, but she's got 162,000 followers on Instagram, and she puts out a lot of information about being silenced when she came out and said, I have, and she's not tough to look at. I'll tell you that. But she is stepping up to be one of the faces of the vax injury. I think that's great. That's exactly what we need. My ex has the same manual. We're asking you guys talking about this. Yeah. But yeah, Colin, I didn't either. And I think that a lot of people that did are just okay and everything's fine. A lot of people that did are regretting it. And a lot of people, but I do not know anyone who didn't take it that said, damn, I wish I took it. Not one at all. There is an acquaintance that passed away during COVID. It was kind of advertised as, if he had gotten the vax, I think that's dangerous. That, and he weighed over 300 pounds. So no, it had nothing to do with that. It had to do with other choices. Like, I remember this. Never forget this. 4.5 comorbidities. 4.5 other things that killed each of these people on average that we claimed COVID killed. 4.5 other things. Get excited about that. Sound like those Jamaican Dappy Twib Tings. That was my shout out to In Living Color. All right. Let's get to Boston, shall we? Boston's going to get what Boston deserves. They elected a socialist for their mayor, and she is hell-bent on making sure that criminal migrants stay in her town.
You belong here.
Nope.
Somos una ciudad de inmigrantes. Boston doesn't back down.
Okay, can someone help me with this? Okay, forget about her. She's a socialist loser. But help me out with this. Why is there a sign language person in the little box over here? Can someone help me why we have this? Why this is a thing? And it just became a thing in the Biden administration. It was never a thing prior to the Dems having the power. Why? We have closed captioning for the hearing impaired. You know the whole line. We have they can read the screen. You don't need sign language in a box. It's my sign in a box. You don't need any of that. I don't get it anyways. And it's only the liberal towns, it's only the liberal politicians that have the sign language person over there instead of just, hey, can you put my text below here? Yeah. But they are fun to watch. They are. They get very animated.
We are a city where the Irish coffee is strong and our opinions are stronger. We may not always agree or see eye to eye, but at the end of the day, we are a family.
No, you're not.
If you come for one of us,
nope,
you will get all of us.
No, you won't. And her entire staff is there to applaud her and make her feel like she's doing the right thing. No, you are breaking federal law. And I really hope that you'll be brought to justice for doing so. Your laws, your rules do not trump federal laws. They never will. Yeah. Company I was working for remotely tried to force me to get a booster. Oh, my goodness sakes. I drafted up a liability contract and sent it back to them. Within a week, they dropped the requirement for me. That's brilliant. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. If something happens, it's on you. Yeah. Hold harmless, they like to say. Man. I think Tom Homan is doing a fantastic job. Tom Homan is probably the least sympathetic portion of that entire cabinet or czar or whatever it is. I mean, that guy's not winning any popularity points, but he's the right man for the job. And I think it's going to work well for all of us involved. All right. So, all right. Continuing along here. Forget about that. Let's get to Tulsi Gabbard. Speaking of not difficult to look at, Tulsi in her car doing that social media thing.
This latest video that TikTok banned because they found it to be too controversial, too filled with hate, and too offensive.
What's up, girl?
Well, if you haven't seen it yet, here it is. Brace yourself.
If you think girls and women's equality matter, stand up. If girls and women's sports matter, and you want your daughters to have the same opportunity you had, stand up. If you know that it isn't fair or safe to allow males to compete in girls' sports, because it's, well, obvious, stand up. Don't be cowed by people who call you a bigot. You're not a bigot. Don't let men tell us how to be good girls. Don't let others tell you you just need to be quiet. Sit down. Be nice. It's not nice to further a lie. It's not mean to believe in women's equality.
Right.
We deserve our own sports, privacy, fairness, safety. We deserve a chance to compete and win. So don't be nice. Don't be careful. Be honest. Be brave. Fight for women. We've come too far to give up now. And if you agree with that, stand up and stand with us.
Yep, XXX.
Crazy, right? Not what you expected. It's a sign of this insane time that we are living in, where something that is undeniably and objectively true, the biological differences between men and women and boys and girls actually exist. There is such a thing as a woman and a girl that is distinct and different from a man or a boy, is deemed ban-worthy by TikTok. We have to keep our eyes open to what is going on and continue to lift our voices and not allow them to ban us from seeing this truth and from sharing this truth. There have been a couple of court rulings that have begun to undo the Biden administration's destruction of Title IX. We have to keep building the momentum, keep sharing the truth, speaking the truth, and supporting those who do.
Yes. It makes me want to go to Hawaii. The whole Title IX thing is where I think she hit it. XXXY, obviously. There is, if remember, always ask your people that are going against this. Remember, if genitalia doesn't define your sex, then why would removing them change your sex? Right? XXXY. This is the way it is. That's biology. But the Title IX thing is important because we fought as we the people for that. I went to all my sister's softball games, all my sister's basketball games. I was the announcer for the girls' basketball team. And I am a huge advocate of Title IX. Not in its current form. And it'll be, I'm sure it'll be handled here quickly with the quickness. And it's going to be back to the way it was, back to what we fought for. Because if you can look at this, that's a dude competing against the girls. Where's the rest of the field? Yeah, long way back there. There's a dude. Yep, that's a guy. The fan goes wild. Look at that. Done. There you go.
Come on, Kelly!
Kelly? Oh, it's Kelly's way back there. Here comes Kelly. Don't worry. Yeah. That girl should have won the race right there. That should be your number one finish right there. Yeah. I mean, just look at just look at how far ahead she is. He is. Look at that. Yeah. I can't. To deny this is just hilarious. And again, it's why the Democrats are never going to win, are not going to win an election for the next 20 years, because they think this is okay. That's okay. You don't want to offend anyone. But I want to ask you that question, though. If you bar that guy from competing in women's sports, who are you defending or protecting from being offended or having their feelings hurt? The actual guy that won the girls' race, or the girl that finished second that should have finished first? Unbelievable. Yeah. Equal experience. Nice. All right. Oh, see, Brendan wrote a paper on Title IX. I didn't write many papers because my sister was 2 years ahead of me and I just took hers. I know that doesn't surprise anybody. Doesn't surprise anybody. Yeah. Let's get to this because I was a little, I don't even know if I'm offended by it, but I'm blown away by it. So I'm pulling it up on the machine here. And let's see here. That is my Amazon return. And okay, so I don't know where that went. You see, this is the problem with all things iPhone, is they do an update and then everything is gone. Okay, here we go. Influencers face backlash for using TikTok filter that makes you look fat, as people warn the trend is promoting eating disorders. A new TikTok trend is called the AI chubby filter. I'm just reading. The AI chubby filter, social media influencers criticizing and makes. I mean, you look at this. Look at this young lady here. That's her. That's how she looks. And then she uses the AI chubby filter and looks like that. What? What is? Okay. I've seen all kind of airbrushing and distorted. You can see the backgrounds roll because they tried to make their hips look smaller or bigger or whatever. Get that hourglass. Yeah, I'm going to look this up here. AI chubby filter. I need glasses. Chubby filter. There we go. AI chubby filter. TikTok says this AI filter is hilarious, but not everyone's laughing. So basically, yeah. So influencers branded horrible for using TikTok filter that makes you look fat, as people warn the trend is promoting eating disorders. I don't understand that. Can someone help me out with that? How is that promoting an eating disorder? The filters that make you look super skinny, I can see that as promoting an eating disorder. And I understand eating disorders. I've had them in my family, and it's not a laughing matter, but I don't understand why if I put on the AI dad bod filter that I'm promoting somebody eating unhealthy. Social media fans are blasted. TikTok's new trend is filters show people what they look like when they're chubby. The feature dubbed AI chubby filter uses artificial intelligence to generate an image of what people look like on a heavier weight, with many of them expressing disgust at the chubby versions of themselves. That's where we're getting it. Basically like, oh God, look at me fat. Yes, that's promoting the eating source. Now we see where they're going with this. According to some, the trend is being used as fitness motivation. What the frick? Fitness motivation, with several captioning their larger size AISL's comments. I should have had that taken away last night, or maybe whatever. Lock me in a gym. Yeah. Okay. If it is, and this is what I'm pretty sure it's going to be used for. It's going to be used for the influencers that say, look at me. I dropped 20 pounds by using this supplement. Buy the supplement, link in the bio, that kind of crap. That's what it'll most likely be used for. It's not going to be used for people. Oh, yeah, look at me. I just look. Thank God I'm not fat. I am a chunky monkey. I am. I'm a chubby bunny. Yes, for some malnourished vegan activist, could probably just call it the healthy filter. Yeah, it's a healthy filter. Yeah. One thing, overeating all the time is as much an eating disorder as not eating. I do agree with that. Social media promotes the former and hides the latter. Okay. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. Yeah. That is very, very true. I do eat all the time now. I'm going to have a sandwich right after the show. I had pork chops the other day. Like I said, I was going to have pork chops. I did not lie. I'm not lying. I did pork chops in an air fryer, frozen pork chops, air fryer, 400 degrees, 9 minutes aside. Came out juicy and crunchy on both sides. Not kidding. Frozen. You can do the same with steak, but don't do it that long. You can do, but yeah, I did frozen pork chop, frozen solid. Like, I mean, frozen. Air fryer. I know the things you learn when you hang out on In Other News. Tomorrow, I have to let y'all know. Tomorrow is going to be a pre-recorded show, and it's going to have some good stuff, I promise, including a celebration of Elon Musk and Tim Walz, by the way. Yeah, he's still around, by the way, and threatening Trump supporters and Elon supporters to a fight. God, if we can have that, that would be fantastic. So going to do that. So I'm going to bid you adieu. And then I'm going to pre-record the show for tomorrow. And then I'm going to get my booty out to some camping. And we're going to make this happen with the Chirins in an inflatable tent. Yeah, you heard that right. An inflatable tent. Yeah. Yeah, he is still around, right? Yeah, Truman. He's still around. Tim Walz. I can't wait for you to hear what he says. I'll preview it for you right now. He says he gets a little kick out of checking the Tesla stock and how it's down. But he's too stupid to realize that his state's pension fund owns 1.2 million shares of Tesla. These people are idiots. So we'll get to that tomorrow. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you Monday.